is Ravyn, and I'm here to offer you a short and simple breath practice that will help you to reduce stress and increase feelings of calm and peace and spaciousness in your body, in your mind, and in your breath. The way that a breath practice works to reduce stress is that it facilitates a switch in your nervous system from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. So you've no doubt heard of the stress response, flight, fight, or freeze. That ability lies with the sympathetic nervous system. And this sympathetic nervous system is our survival mode. And we generally spend an inordinate amount of time in this survival mode. We need to spend some amount of time there so that we can be vigilant and so that we can respond to stressors. The issue is that our nervous system has not evolved to meet the stressors of modern life. So we're still responding to things like a deadline or a looming presentation that is giving us some stress by reacting as if it's an incoming mortal threat, just like as if something was hunting us or we needed to escape it and our life was on the line. And because of this, when we are in the sympathetic nervous system and we are constantly vigilant and we are constantly scanning the horizon for incoming threats, we are also constantly bathing ourselves, our brains, our nervous systems, our digestive systems, our heart, everything in these stress hormones that facilitate an escape or a fight or a freeze response to that stressor. The parasympathetic nervous system is the counterpoint to our sympathetic nervous system. So it's our rest and digest system as opposed to our fight or flight system. But I really like to think of it as our thrive system or our thrive mode, because it's in the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system that we experience some pretty significant benefits to our health and well-being. Things like the deepening of our breath so that we slow and deepen our breath and get better oxygenation of the cells of our body. We also experience better digestion, more effective digestion, taking nutrients from our food and nourishing our bodies better. We experience a decrease in blood pressure and a decrease in heart rate, as well as an elevation, a little bump in our moods, a little better ability to experience spaciousness and joy. Importantly, for this time in the world, our immune system function gets a big boost by being in parasympathetic nervous system activation. We also experience decreased cortisol levels, so a decrease in the stress hormones, and a relaxation response throughout our entire body. Muscular tension is decreased significantly when we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. Importantly, we also experience better sleep when we're in our parasympathetic nervous system more often. So better sleep meaning longer sleep, less interrupted sleep, and deeper sleep. More of that actual resting and repairing that happens during sleep, or should be happening during sleep. The breath is the most readily accessible tool that we have as human beings to move ourselves from sympathetic activation, from fight or flight, to parasympathetic activation, rest and digest. And the breath is always with us. It's free and it's relatively easy to use. Like anything, it may feel a little awkward at first. We spend, as I said, a lot of time in the sympathetic nervous system. So that pathway is really well worked for us. It's really familiar. And so when you start to work with the breath, it may feel a little less familiar. It may feel a little bit challenging at first. It's worth doing. And I want to give you the assurance that you don't need any special circumstance to work with the breath. You don't have to have like a room set up. It doesn't have to be the most peaceful moment in the world. The breath is just always with you. And whether you can use the breath for 8 breaths, 2 breaths, or you have more time and you can do it for longer. Either way, you will begin to create this new pathway for your nervous system to travel more and more easily with practice towards resting and away from stress. And that is so important for us. And it's so important to know that this practice is for you, no matter what state of stress you are in, no matter how long you've been there. So we're going to keep it real simple, and let's get started.